top 10 matchup. Wisconsin lineup tonight. They've got the rock Charlie Furbringer guiding a very young team, including freshman Audrey Flanagan on the outside, a top 5 recruit in the country. Facing a Louisville lineup that has Chloe Chicoine, a former #1 recruit in the entire nation, now in her second year with Louisville after transferring in from Purdue. And for the Cards as a team, they're dialed in on bringing some more velo, Anna Connolly.
Well, Jack, main focus has been on mobility, and you saw that on full display last night. 57 kills through 4 sets, guys.
Offense so impressive. Pair that with the usual great defense of Louisville. 1 win down. Wisconsin going for a bounce back today. They got swept by Kentucky. Chloe Meester starts us day 2 of the AVCA First Serve. Chased down by the libero for Wisconsin today, Anna Bardero, the freshman. Chicoine going tip down to the ground, and the first point for the Cards.
The #1 player in the block on the Louisville side is #7 in black, Chloe Chicoine. She's a 2-time All-American. And as volleyball players go, she's a little bit undersized. She's listed at 5'10", but maybe 5'8", 5'9". But she can sky up there, and she's so crafty to find her kills.
Major hops for Chicoine.
Touches 10, too.
It's ridiculous. And a service there, ties it at 1. What are you looking for from Louisville early today, Emily?
The biggest thing is to establish a balanced offense. They have one of the best setters in the country in Yale's Cabello, but she has such good offensive weapons around her. A lot of the same consistent from last season. Chicoine on the outside, Blackshear right side, Sherman in the middle. Now they do have a good middle that came in, Brooke Bultema, #44, who we haven't seen yet. She's a good piece of that. But keeping that balance is definitely going to be key.
Brings a ton of offense off the serve from Kristen Simon. Tap down was cleaned up by Peyton Peterson. Furbringer in system, swing for Grace Egan, and down to the ground to clean up Louisville. Chicoine another tip. She'll do it quite a bit. She can do it from anywhere. And Louisville out of sorts. Wisconsin with its second straight point. And the head coach for Louisville, Dan Meskey, in his second season. I don't know if any coach has embraced social media quite like Dan Meskey. He has created an accessible program, and a program that's really picked up right where they left off when Danny Busboom-Kelly left for Nebraska.
It's been so exciting to watch the rise of Louisville over the years, both under Danny Busboom-Kelly and now Dan Meskey, who was one chair over for those seasons, but he is doing a phenomenal job keeping this program at the top.
It is Chicoine swinging. Simon was there. Audrey Flanagan going wide, and misses the freshman off target to even at 2.
Wisconsin was a big question mark coming into the season with all the starters that they lost, 4 of them. They have a lot of young players out of the court, including #22 right there, Audrey Flanagan, who's been really good for them in practice the last few weeks. I thought she looked really good in the first matchup against Kentucky last night. She hit 0.97, but the mentality that she had, you could see she was going for it, which is difficult to do coming in your first college match.
She's got a lot of poise and can do a lot of different things for Wisconsin. In the middle, that's a slam dunk for Lenny Tarno.
Lenny Tarno is a name to know for Wisconsin. She's a 6'5" middle blocker, one of the most physical players in the game. So difficult to come in as a freshman in that position. It requires a really high volleyball IQ, and she is getting it done early on, coming into the match last night off the bench.
Top middle recruit in the country out of Bennett Academy in the Chicago area. 3-2 Wisconsin, first set. And there is Bultema sliding right side.
This slide attack, meaning a quick attack behind the setter from #44, Brooke Bultema, is so good. She's one of the new pieces to Louisville's offense this season, and look how fast this is. There's not enough time for the defense to get set up. She had a field day last night against Texas A&M.
It was pretty shocking to us when Dan Meskey said, yeah, our offensive drop-off with Kara Cressy leaving, really not going to be one because of the offense that Bultema brings.
Yeah, it was really interesting talking to him about how she fits into this system, because Bultema loves to run fast as Louisville puts that ball down. Louisville generally is a team that likes a fast offense. Bultema is the same way, #44. She runs really fast, so she fits into this Louisville system just a little bit better than she did at Kentucky.
If Louisville gets its offense going, like they had it at the end of last year, to go with the fundamentals, the clean defense, the block, they are a legit contender. Out of the middle, a gust. Somehow it stays up. Set up by Bardero, right side Egan. Directed towards Cabello. Chicoine had it blocked. Joust. Furbringer setting. Flanagan down the line.
Right away, we're seeing incredibly long rallies. A lot of that just relentless defense, which is instilled in both programs by both head coaches.
Instilled by Kelly Sheffield, now in year 14, leading Wisconsin. He said, our team's going to be really good. I just don't know when.
He wants his team to peak in December with so many young players, 11 newcomers, the youngest team in the Big Ten. He knows it's going to come later on in the season.
And part of the reason for this brutal schedule that we mentioned right off the top for Wisconsin, they want their team to be calloused right away. They push themselves harder in the weight room than any other offseason that Kelly Sheffield has been at Wisconsin to establish that championship grinded-out mentality early on. August can really get up there. And it did have a touch. Point Wisconsin.
Jayla August is one of the most impressive middles in the country because of how explosive she is. Head coach Kelly Sheffield said he's never has as athletic of a middle blocker. And we're talking about a player like Dana Recchi, who came through this program, an Olympic champion. But August is so twitchy, she's explosive, just so athletic up there with a fast arm swing.
She did play with Charlie Furbringer a few years ago in the U19 national team as well. Those two reunited. Speaking of Furbringer,
keep an eye on both of these setters. Furbringer for Wisconsin, number 24 in white, and then Cabello, number 8 for Louisville. Both setters are very offensive. That means when there's a tight pass, they're going to go up and be really aggressive, taking it over on 2.
back and forth to start here. Serve receive clean. With the hit for Baltimore. It is Ava Travis with the point for Wisconsin, the transfer from UCSB.
Really impressed with Wisconsin because they have so many new pieces out there, but especially these two outsides. Ava Travis, who's coming in, a redshirt junior. She's just 5'11". She's really crafty, plays a little bit different than Flanagan at 6'3".
But kind of like Chloe Chicoine, she can get up, and if she gets it high, that is a problem for the other team.
Yeah, when you're an undersized attacker, especially for an elite program, you have to really develop. A lot of that offensively is finding shots that work that maybe taller players don't have to use as often because you're hitting from a lower contact point.
7-6 Wisconsin, Baltimore serves. August sends it in. That quick ball, Emily, is just so dangerous with August coming around the wheel.
Yeah, it's dangerous for so many reasons. One, the set is so fast, it doesn't allow time for the defense to get their hands up in time. And then with how fast August's arm is coming through, it's insane. You pair those two things together, it's tough as a defense to even get a touch on it.
Back row, got a roll. Cabello scrambles under and sends it down with a dump. You said it, she is very offensive at times.
Yeah, Cabello is one of the most offensive setters in the game, and just a junior this season. Anytime the ball is tight and she's in the front row, Wisconsin's defense has to go up with her.
Something interesting Dan Meskey said about Haley Cabello, the junior out of the Orlando area. She loves to show her athleticism. And inch for inch, she can get up there with the best blockers in the country as well. She is an all-around player. Back set this time, Black Sheep. The dig for Bardero. And that lands in for Travis.
Ava Travis is doing a really nice job going up against a tall block in front of her. She's got two of the biggest players in the game blocking her with 4 hands. Again, she's undersized, so she has to be smarter with her attacking. That time, it was going off high hands, kind of punching it like a serve to go high hands and out of bounds.
She wants to play pro. Ava Travis, redshirt junior now. And she felt like Wisconsin would give her the best chance to get there. These are two of the elite programs in the country. Top 10 matchup to start us on Fox today. Texas, Arizona State on FS1 to follow. Blackshear tipping down, and a response for the Cards.
This is one thing you got to watch out for Louisville is these cross patterns. So Melissa Blackshear, number 24, normally lines up as a right side. But here, look, in this rotation, you have the middle going behind and the right side actually going in front. The defense for Wisconsin has to be disciplined and really watch those routes.
Middle, easy send down for Tarno. I want to go back to what you said about Louisville and changing their offense. Kelly Sheffield very wary of that coming in. They're going to make you work in a bunch of different ways mentally.
And it becomes on both sides of the ball. Offensively, Louisville runs a really fast offense. You have to stay engaged. And then defensively, Louisville is known as being one of the scrappiest, most relentless teams in the country year in and out.
Well, a tough serve receive. Blackshear able to power off the block.
Really excited to watch Melissa Blackshear during this season because she was ACC Freshman of the Year last year, and as Anna Connolly, our sideline reporter, told us, a big focus for her specifically was just improving her power. That was the number one thing Dan Meskey said she was working on. Literally just increasing velocity, hitting the ball harder because she has the height to do it.
Weight room, band work, mobility training, so much that goes into that simple statement of hit the ball harder. Chip off the block, and we are tied at 10.
Chicoine is one of the best out-of-system attackers. She does a really nice job tracking where that ball is and knowing what shot to hit. It's not always the hard-driven one. She knows when she needs to take a little bit of speed off, too.
Peyton Peterson will serve it away. Second straight match to start the year at libero for the former Pin. And Flanagan has the kill this time for Wisconsin.
I don't think we could talk enough about Peyton Peterson and what she's doing for Louisville right now. She has only trained about 5 sets in practice, according to Dan Meskey, in the libero jersey. Of course, she was a good ball control player as an outside, as she was last season, but that's a really big switch, and she was phenomenal last night, leading with 23 digs.
That's ridiculous.
Insane.
Augusta's there for Wisconsin, up by 2 now.
This is where Grace Lopez coming in changes the game. She's wearing the libero jersey, but she's not really a libero. Really, her job here is to come in as a serving sub, rip that top spin serve, and create overpasses like the one that just happened.
There she goes again. A little bit tight. Chicoine downhill. How did Simon get it up? Flanagan with some below. 3 straight for Wisconsin.
That was a massive momentum play on Wisconsin's side. It started with awesome defense back there. Kristen Simon laying out for one. And then you have an out-of-system play and a freshman coming in, not afraid to take a huge swing against a big block.
Lopez continuing to serve. Nearly an overpass it was. Point Wisconsin.
There's Lopez going on the tear right now. This is a player who had 17 months off of playing in a match, using the serve sub role right now, but she is a 2-time All-American on the back line, and she is looking like it from there.
When she is fully healthy and reintegrated into this Wisconsin offense, it is scary for the Big Ten. Sliding Bultema, that is money.
That's the play that Louisville wants to run all the time when Bultema's up front. The slide attack is really quick behind the setter. It's barely even above the net. Bultema's arm swing is so fast she beats the block inside. 11
kills, hit 350 last night for Louisville. Win over Texas A&M in 4 sets, the team that knocked them out of the NCAA tournament in the Sweet 16 last year on their way to a national championship. And Kenny the serve. Bultema with 2 kills in a row.
Now it's Louisville with a little bit of service pressure of their own. Louisville really focused on the offseason of difficult serving. How can they hit the seams just a little bit better? This was a great example of that.
But a back set for Egan, and Wisconsin answers the 2-point run for the Cards. Badgers, the first to 15, top 10 matchup in Milwaukee.
Seeing so far non-conference play, every top 8 team that they could play, they are. Of course, Nebraska being the number 1 they'll see later during conference play. for a group with 11 newcomers, the youngest team in the Big Ten, one of the youngest teams in the country. They're getting thrown in the fire, and they're really learning a lot in these first few matches.
Again, trying to bounce back after getting swept by Kentucky last night. Some momentum going into the break. They carry it out with an ace and a friendly bounce for Grace Egan.
Louisville's passing is just really struggling against these top spin serves. They're dropping really fast. They have a higher velocity. As a passer, you need to make sure you're putting your platform up more to keep it off the net.
Oh, that was nasty. 2 in a row for Egan.
Egan's got one of the fastest arms in the game. Check out how fast this serve is coming. The toss is in a perfect spot. She unloads on it. This is coming more like an attack rather than a serve. You kind of have to defend it. It's coming quickly.
Egan had an injury-plagued career between Ohio State and Wisconsin. Her arm swing is wicked fast, and she can get hot at the service line as well.
It's really exciting to see what she's doing after missing a lot of the spring with an injury. Her first practice back, Kelly Sheffield said there was nobody more dynamic and motivated with her out on the court. A lot of that being what she brings from the end line. This top spin serve is so good. And not only does she hit it fast and with tempo, but she's consistent with it.
That hard topspin serve, kind of the future of what we could see in the sport going forward in women's college volleyball. We're going to see a bunch of them tonight with Texas.
Yeah, it's really exciting piece of the game that more and more teams are implementing, trying to find ways to put more pressure on their opponents. The best way to do that is from the end line when you're bombing serves back there.
All right, 2 in a row for Egan, forced the Louisville timeout. Not 3 straight. Chacoin pushes across the way to Flanagan, who has 5 kills now.
Flanagan has rose to the occasion every chance that she has for Wisconsin, and what I love about her is she's so unfazed. She's got that like chill, cool Cali girl energy similar to Furbringer, that she kind of goes about her business and is super low-key about stuff.
Kelly Sheffield said, I don't know if she's going to be scared in her first match. I don't know if she's going to have the slowest heartbeat on the floor. Kind of hard to get a read on her at first, but she was very poised last night.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know if she's going to pee her pants or if she's even going to have a pulse. It could be anything. and she looks cool, calm, and collected out there, which is insane in back-to-back top 10 matchups.
But we're seeing flashes of the encompassing impact that she can have to Wisconsin early in her career. 18-13 Badgers. August chased down by Peterson. Meester dug up by Bardero. Sent right back. Baltimore denied.
This is a completely different Wisconsin team than we saw last night. The defense is on point, feeding the offense. I love what the back row is doing right here. Check out this defense. Bardero lays out Peterson. She's in a perfect spot. Such an experienced player, a freshman, but 21 years old. And then August eating it up, solo stuff. Blocking. Kelly Sheffield came over and said, hey, watch for the off-speed stuff. And you have to adjust. The 3 most vocal players in those huddles so far. We've had, 3 timeouts? Charlie Furbringer, of course. Jayla August really taking control of the blocking. Move your hands, adjust, be athletic. But Audrey Flanagan also showing her vocals.
How about the freshmen chiming in with the upperclassmen? And the aces continue to roll in. That one.
They're doing such a nice job putting pressure on it. It hasn't all come from one player. It's been a mix of top spin serves as well as really tough float balls.
It was tight early. 6-1 run for the Badgers. Can Louisville change momentum? No touch.
This is where it's really difficult for Louisville because they finally get a perfect pass right on the money. The set tempo is just a little bit off to the outside, and you see an error.
Louisville played very well against Texas A&M last night. We wondered how each team would respond to the result. Wisconsin's come out punching. Plenty of time left for Dan Meskey's crew, though. Meester goes cross court.
Big side out right there for Louisville. Nailing the pass right away. And I loved that Cabello went to the player who had just made the error. Give your sophomore a little bit of confidence out there.
And that's a feel thing that these two setters between Cabello and Furbringer, they have all the intangibles, and a big reason why they're both top 5 setters in the country. 21-14, Louisville serving. Going dump, it's Furbringer.
Furbringer has already established herself as an offensive threat, taking the ball over on 2. Louisville's got to wake up anytime that she's in the front court. The middle's got to be all over that. See that jump from Sherman, number 11, just a little bit late going up with Furbringer, not identifying it early on.
You asked Keller Sheffield, is she the best setter in the country? Of course he was going to say yes, it's his player, but she really is in that conversation.
Absolutely. Her creativity, her high volleyball IQ, she's fast, great vision. I mean, she has all of the makings of an elite setter. Just getting more experience under her belt is massive.
She's pulling out of the back row. Right back to Sherman. Jump, Flanagan scrambling. And Wisconsin wins the point. It's a 9-point lead.
Wisconsin is doing such a good job out of system. That means when the setter is either not taking the second contact like it was there from the middle, or if the ball's really off the net and you know it's going to either pin, they're getting out of those situations really well. Normally, those are plays that Louisville can routinely turn.
And now 2 points away from a set 1 win. Cabello had to run for it. And off of Egan.
This is a point for Louisville where you're down 8 points. You want to not focus on the scoreboard. Let's chip away at that lead. Just focus on the point in front of us. Do our job. Follow the scout. And try to make up some of this time.
Volleyball is such a momentum sport. We'll see if Louisville can establish any of it. End of set 1. Cabello. Back row, Flanagan. What a first set for the freshman.
It's rare that you see a freshman so integrated and has a big piece of the offense as Flanagan has been. That's him coming from the back row, something you rarely see.
Set point. That was close. We have Bolt 6 technology here at our event, so anything close to in or out, no need to challenge. They'll flash it up. Well out that time. Off the block, tip down, and Louisville wins the point again, 24-17.
Right away, Addison McKean coming in, making a difference in the front. Louisville again just trying to chip away at that lead.
Louisville area native playing in her 9th career match now with the Cards. Black Shear, Louisville on a mini run at the end of the set.
This was the best thing that could have happened for Louisville, because although it's going to be really hard for them to come back and win this set, at least you gain some momentum and see that you're coming back in this to bring that into the next set.
Yeah, I felt like the Cards were spiraling on that big run for Wisconsin, but a few in a row. And a timeout. Again, big weekend for both teams. Louisville coming off the win over Texas A&M yesterday in 4 sets. Wisconsin gets swept by Kentucky, the team that beat them in the Final Four last year. And the tough matches are going to continue to come for both teams. Louisville's got a top 20 team, Indiana, on Friday, and Wisconsin has Stanford coming up on Friday, who's ranked 5th.
One thing about testing your team during non-conference is you find the resiliency. You see how they respond. Whether if you're thrown into the fire, you learn really fast about where you're at, and most importantly, where you need to grow and improve.
Not to mention it's good for the sport.
Oh, it's great. We love it.
Yeah. Everyone wants the big matches. College volleyball has taken that and run with Another set point. Blackshear. The back row. Flanagan ends it. 7 kills in set 1 for the freshman and a 7-point win in set 1 for the Badgers.
Offensive dominance from Wisconsin, hitting 500 during that set alone. Louisville's got to make some defensive adjustments because right now the Badgers are rolling through them.
She came to Wisconsin in the spring. That's pretty common for a lot of freshmen now to get integrated with the program early. That had to help her so much just get used to her new situation and lifestyle.
Yeah, it certainly helps adjustment period coming in early. You get that setter connection down. And even early on in the season, Kelly Sheffield talked about how she's getting better and better. She played in their alumni match, which is essentially like a college freshman playing an NBA team. That's how good Wisconsin's alumni are. It includes, multi-time Olympic medalists, All-Americans. She was impressive. Led the team with 17 kills. That tells you how good she is right away. Fearless, too.
She has been phenomenal. 7 kills already. Underway in set 2. Chicoine skying for it. Cabello keeps it in, and a free ball back. Ava Travis going across the court. Louisville is all over the place right now. Travis once again. Chicoine again. In the middle, Tarno. Point, Wisconsin.
That ball sneaking inside. Again, there's no line official, so it automatically goes to the up ref. Louisville thinking they earned that point. But man, look at Chloe Chicoine. She doesn't just provide offensive stability. She's like having another libero in the backcourt. That's how good her defense is.
They did show the tech during the break. Ball was in, as you see. And 2 in a row for Wisconsin to start.
Wisconsin is really forcing their middle attack. That's something that's different from last night against Kentucky. This is a freshman middle blocker coming in. She's already been set 9 times. It's about a quarter of Wisconsin's offense has just run through her.
Just think of what Tarno, Flanagan, and company, what they're going to look like at the end of the season going through this gauntlet to start the year. Tarno again, and stuffed by the net, maybe the block as well. Let's go to Anna.
Yeah, guys, in between sets, Dan Meskey telling his team, hey, we got to create some chaos offensively. Kind of went through some weird offensive schemes, so Emily, pay attention to some funkiness from Louisville. And then he said, hey, we lost the serve and pass battle. We got to start taking pride in our serve and pass game. So look for some adjustments on serve receive coming up.
Yeah, Louisville's passing did not look like what we normally see. And when you talk about losing the serve and pass battle, Wisconsin was 67% in system. The goal is 60, so they're way beyond that. Louisville at 33%. That number way too low to have a good offense with.
Blackshear able to pick up the point. You hear coaches say all the time, win the serve and pass ball, win the serve and pass ball. Like, that's their go-to, but they say it for a reason.
Yeah, when you have a pass in system, that means offensively for a setter, they have all options on attack. They don't have to get the ball in the move. The location's usually better, and the offense is cleaner. It normally leads to higher efficiency. When you're off the net, it's really difficult to run a good offense and put pressure on your opponent. That's why serve and pass is so important. From the end line, can you get your opponent out of system and knock them off the net? And passing-wise, can you get your setter right on the money in the middle of the court?
And they really don't care about that, service errors, too much, to a certain degree. It's more about being aggressive. Simon with the serve. Long way for Flanagan on the left side.
Flanagan is having so much success. We're seeing her hit a lot to the meat of the court, meaning the middle. So she's hitting to that back deep corner, splitting the defenders. This time, just chipping the ball in on an out-of-system shot. She can't even see the block around her, and she still goes through it. That's how impressive she is.
Top 5 recruit in the country looking like it. And Tarno's right there.
And that ball an illegal back row attack from the setter. So if you're in the backcourt, you can't take that ball above the plane of the net. Cabello kind of in a tough position as a setter, trying to save that one.
In system this time for Chicoine.
That's where Louisville's offense is best. When you get that ball in system, it's so fast out to the outside. Here's a good pass. Watch how fast this ball is. They're able to hit those seams in the block because the middle's not there in time.
Chicoine now with 4 kills. She has a freer mindset this season for Louisville. Transferred in from Purdue last year. Look, your first year after transferring, especially from a great program like Purdue, she's from Lafayette. That's going to be tough. Year 2, a little bit more free now.
I love what Dan Meskey said. There was kind of a chip on her shoulder last year, and toward the end of the year, she started playing a little bit more free and just wanted to put that ball down. Now he's seeing her play just cool and confident. And luckily for Louisville, she's one of the only players in the country who has actually committed to taking that 5th year. So for Louisville fans, you'll see her next year too.
I think volleyball is one of the sports where that's going to play just a major impact with all these athletes wanting to hang around even longer at the highest level. Blackshear, straight down.
Nobody up there from Wisconsin side, no block in sight. Alyssa Blackshear coming in, normally lined up as a right side attacker. They bring her around to the left, right in the middle, and she's banging balls.
Jump reach, 10 feet 9 inches for the lengthy sophomore. Hannah Kenny back at the service line. Egan tips it, and it pinballs down.
Both sides go to a little bit more off speeds right now. It looks like the setter location for both Wisconsin and Louisville just slightly off. This was a rotation that Louisville really struggled with during the last set. Grace Egan went on a long service run with a hard topspin. Key for Louisville right now is to get her off the service line as soon as possible.
Had 2 aces in a row that changed the set. Almost picked up a 3rd. Up top, Flanagan across the way and wide.
That ball kind of looking like one of those classic freshman mistakes. Just getting the ball a little bit on the side of your hand. You see her laughing that one off. But regardless, huge for Louisville. Again, getting Egan off the service line.
And back to Chicoine. 2-time All-American serving. August sliding. That's just too easy.
August is so explosive on the slide attack. Wisconsin's done a nice job of keeping their offense balanced, and they haven't had to use it too often. But look at this route, number 4. She's going all the way out to the pin, and she jumps so high, she's going over the blockers there.
August said, if I get my defense going to pair with that offense, I feel like I'm unstoppable.
It also would make Wisconsin unstoppable because the offense has a lot of great pieces as they get that ace, but they need this defensive piece to pick up. We saw last night against Kentucky was not good enough. They're going to have to big focus on blocking this season.
Augusta, Wisconsin up 9-5. 4 aces now for the Badgers. Bale had to run for it. Serve receive just not clean right now for Louisville. Dumping over. Kenny diving. Furbringer chooses August. Goodness.
That was such a smart play from Furbringer to put it over on 2 because what it did is it just caused chaos on Louisville's side. They get an easy overpass and an even better opportunity to run their offense. August pummeling it down.
You can tell she was not very happy after the loss last night. August and Flanagan have been sensational. Boltzmann had to reach high for it, and it landed out. Wisconsin's service pressure has been terrific so far.
Wisconsin's service pressure has been the difference in this match so far. They're knocking Louisville completely out of their rhythm, and it is completely different from what we saw versus last night when Louisville's offense looked outstanding.
Louisville has to take a timeout, down by 6. Set 1, got away from them pretty quick as well. And history is coming.
Even like that, you have to have a good first contact, and that's also been outstanding for the Badgers tonight.
Kelly Sheffield said she'll spray it everywhere. That graphic percentage is literally the epitome of what he told us before the match. Service pressure continues. Baltimore. Down for Louisville. Let's go to Anna.
Yeah, guys, Dan Meskey in that huddle kind of said to his team, I need more communication from you. It's like we're moving in slow-mo right now. It's almost if he equated it, his words, not mine, to a hangover. He said, we have a long way to go. We got time, so let's give ourselves an opportunity. And you see that right there coming out with some firepower.
And yeah, and we expect to push from Louisville because of the experience that they have coming back.
And with all the big pieces that they have and the great pieces that they added, kind of expected this team to look like they did yesterday. Yes, back-to-back games can sometimes be hard, but Wisconsin played pretty late into the night, and they look pretty good right now.
We asked Dan Meskey, is there such thing as playing too many good teams? He said, well, I hope not. But it is going to be interesting to follow all of these teams playing the gauntlet. How much of an emotional and mental toll will it take early in the season, getting up for that night in and night out?
If anything, it just teaches your team to be resilient. Dan Meskey talked to us about how he's never had this non-conference be as tough as it is, but he returned so many players, and he wants to see their confidence continue to grow.
I think Charlie Furbringer and Wisconsin's confidence is peaking right now. 7-point lead, largest in set 2. Cabello well across the court and recycled by Meester. Travis off the top. Cabello sets, Meester, line drive, and a touch.
Really smart shot from Chloe Meester. It's an out-of-system play. The block knows exactly where it's going on the left side, and she does a really smart thing with it, hitting the fingertips to send it out.
Former Iowa Player of the Year at Mount Vernon High School. Mount Vernon, Iowa, small town, less than 5,000. Terrific in high school, red-shirted last year, and a big impact to start the season for the Cards. It is Cabello. Travis rising and blocks. Got a back set, a little out of sync there. Peterson setting up, Blackshear. Dig for Bardero. Right back to Travis. Off the soft contact. Low ball, Meester. Got him upset. Travis for a third time. Long rally, Meester. Back row, Flanagan. Reach from Egan. Dump over and down. A juice point for the Badgers.
Wisconsin just sucking the air out of Louisville with that rally alone. The defense was outstanding. It was good play after good play. Egan throwing an arm out forward. And then Furbringer uses that high volleyball IQ. In long rallies, you get tired. Whether you're in the front or back row, you can sometimes get lackadaisical. Furbringer took advantage of that.
The vision and the feel may be the best in the country. Travis, great cleanup there. Wisconsin, the first to 15 again. A little bit more dominant fashion this time. Set
to the debut of what this Texas team looks like.
Oh yeah, can't wait. Expectations always so high for Texas, number 2 team in the country. We've got 6-7 on display here with Wisconsin and Louisville, our first today.
Kids are going crazy.
I was waiting for some love on the 6-7.
I didn't realize in the open that that's what came out of my mouth, and I'm cringing a little bit.
I feel like the trend is on its way out to the point where it's not going to be funny.
We can only hope.
But had to work in a dad joke at some point. Got it over. Set up top for Chacoin. And Wisconsin continues to chug along, doubling up Louisville now.
Wisconsin right now absolutely rolling in every facet of the game. Louisville just looks a little bit out of sort.
And Dan Meskey had a brief conversation. He will challenge.
Louisville is challenging a touch on the play.
Looking whether there was a touch on the play.
Emily, does all of this stem from serve receive? Like, what can Louisville change going forward?
To me, I don't think their offense is the biggest issue. I'm not saying it's great they're hitting 100 during this set, but it's really defensively. You can't let a team hit over 400 against you, especially when they have a lot of new pieces out there. Louisville is known for their blocking. They've been top 3 in the country the last 4 or 5 seasons in terms of block per set. They don't have one block tonight. The defense isn't doing well enough up front.
Were there 4 touches here? That's the only thing we could think of.
So it's a question of whether number 4 for Louisville, McCoon, actually touched that ball or did it hit the net?
Yeah, it was close.
Typically, you're not challenging that if McCoon did touch it, so I would expect this to go in Louisville's favor, but it might be difficult to tell whether McCoon actually got a touch on that or not.
And the call's overturned. Good challenge by Dan Meskey. Get 2 challenges per match. You win it, you keep it. And Louisville's first successful tonight.
Yeah, so there we're looking actually reaching beyond the net. So the ball on Louisville's side, she was going to make a play on it. Going over for Wisconsin.
And a service error stops the momentum they got from winning the challenge.
This is where Louisville's got to make a push. They got that point off of a challenge, but man, they need some offensive firepower. They got to figure out a way to turn things right now.
Wisconsin on cruise control. 11th all-time meeting between the two. Wisconsin leads the series 8-2. Chacoin with a rocket that caroms into the stands.
Sometimes you just need a spark coming in. Chloe Chacoin can absolutely be that at all times for Louisville. She provides a spark offensively. You see the pop that she has on the ball, but also the way that she celebrates and competes. You need players like that to turn it on when you're down.
That is a perfect example of what Anna touched on right off the top, with Louisville trying to find different ways to hit the ball harder, literally, coming into the season. Major velo there. Got a tip, and diving down Simon. Having a good night so far, but Louisville takes the point.
Here's a little run on Louisville's side, exactly what they needed to just try to gain some momentum. They're doing a better job forcing Wisconsin into more difficult situations.
Kind of feels like this could be the most important sequence of the match. Swing point of set 2. Wisconsin already up 1-0. Tarno out of the middle.
That was a crucial point for Wisconsin to really capitalize on the lead that they have and close the door on Louisville. Great pass right away. Going back to Tarno, who's been phenomenal for them in the middle.
Not just today. She was great yesterday. Bright spot in the loss. 8 kills in her collegiate debut against Kentucky. Sliding Boltima. Speaking of a former Wildcat, that was nasty.
It was a great put down by Boltima, but even more so, they got Grace Lopez off the service line, who went on a service run earlier in the first set. This was massive to nail the pass right away and get a first quick, clean kill.
17-12, Louisville serving. Kenny. And Cabello skying for the kill.
Cabello going up with one hand, dropping it in front of Jayla August, one of the most physical players in this match. Cabello does such a good job of knowing when to contact this ball and where, and you see her right here, just a lot of pressure going straight down.
She loves the flashy plays, and that helps spark Louisville down by 4. Flanagan blocked down. Louisville on the run, 7-2 spurt.
Cardinals with their first block of this match, something normally they're known for. That might create a little bit of spark that they need now that the defense has turned up.
You mentioned it just a minute ago. They were second in the nation in blocks per set last year. We just haven't seen it much so far today.
When you look down the line, they've been top 3 in the NCAA the last 4 or 5 years, so it's not like last year was a fluke. This is consistently a team known for their blocking.
Excellent excellent defensively with the block. We've talked about their fundamentals and passing. The offense, more of the focus coming into the season. We expect those blocking numbers to stay up there this year.
Yeah, and you look at these blocks from last year, about 3.1 blocks per set. That's insane. That was good for second in the country, along with leading the country in total blocks. Last night they did a good job putting up 9 against the reigning national champs in Texas A&M. Tonight, though, it looks like they're a little bit out of sorts, trying to figure out what Wisconsin's doing. A lot of that is because the serve isn't putting enough pressure on the Badgers. That means that Wisconsin's in system. They have all options on attack. That puts a lot of stress on your block to try to get up stuffs.
It really does. Let's go to Anna.
A message that Dan Meskey has been saying to his team all day, and Emily, you can kind of explain this, but he's been preaching block deflections. He's talking about Wisconsin offense. They're kind of sailing the ball out there, setting, so it's a slower tempo, but then super explosive on those attacks. So he's been really preaching adjust, be athletic, use your hands, and then deflect to help slow the ball down and give our back row a chance.
There's a good example of that. The ball just a little bit higher on Wisconsin's side. Caballo's in the right spot. The only thing she didn't finish was those hands. They were straight up rather than pushing low and over. That's where the hitter has the advantage here.
Is there rust with blocking to start a season, even for experienced players like Louisville?
Yeah, I think any part of your game, you get in a rhythm, whether it's offensively, defensively. It's a really big feel thing, especially, and that can develop as the season goes on.
Wisconsin answering out of the break, up by 5.
Louisville starting to catch up a little bit, but Wisconsin's doing a nice job of siding out quickly, something they've done well the entire match at about almost 70%.
A young team that has been challenged to show mental toughness against a tough schedule to start the year. Shown it many times so far today. Bultema hit wide down the line, and Wisconsin the first to the red zone in set 2.
That slide's been so consistent for Louisville, just barely missing in terms of connection between setter and hitter. The margin for error is so low.
And Louisville takes a timeout. Thought for a moment they were going to try and challenge. You can't challenge after you take a timeout this year in college volleyball. And look at that from Jayla August. We're starting to see leaders emerge for this Wisconsin team.
Yeah, and I think they're looking for leaders other than Furbringer. Of course, she's one of the best out on the court, and she's one of the veterans that's been in this program for a while, leading 11 newcomers. But they can't just have one voice. Who's going to step in and be someone that's going to help out everyone else and pull this team up with them?
Wisconsin has been on point, hitting .316 so far as a team. Flanagan leading the way with 10 kills.
And these are where Flanagan's attacks are going. So you're looking at where they're landing. It's a complete spray chart. She's doing such a nice job varying up her attack and where her kills are going.
Chicoine able to pop it up. Now she rises. Jump over Furbringer. Kenny there this time. Balling up to Flanagan. Denied. Right back to the freshman. Going down the line. Wide, no touch, point Louisville.
Louisville's defense really digging in a little bit better than what we've seen. We saw the block that kind of sparked that a little bit better, and now they're forcing the attackers to try to hit different shots.
Is there one more surge for Louisville in the second set? Ace for Chicoine.
This is where Chicoine's game can get to another level. She alternates sometimes between a float serve, top spin. You never really know what she's going to pull out. But the clear message right now from Louisville that they need to put more pressure on Wisconsin, the top spin serve does that.
She had 93 aces as a senior at McCutcheon High School. Coming off one. Jump over from Furbringer. Sent up by Kenny. Barely got it. Just tip. Louisville in position out of the back row. And maybe a little bit too far for that attack line.
Just looking a little bit aggressive on it. Louisville, though, really upping their defensive intensity, and it's been relentless. Charlie Ferbringer's putting so much pressure on them. Great pancake. Hannah Kenny sliding a hand under it.
She got it. But the point ultimately does go to Wisconsin. Boltzmann had to adjust. You mentioned it. Not much margin for error on that play.
Because the slide is so fast, it's the height of it is so low. That means that there's not enough time if it's not in a good spot. Boltzmann right there can't do much with that set if it's not high enough for her to get a hand under it.
Louisville had cut it to 3, 17-14. Wisconsin punching back since then. Still in full control. Apparently that was blocked by Wisconsin. And Louisville ends up with the point. Didn't that look like it went off the tape? Boomerang back right away.
Louisville just trying to chip away at this lead, similar to what we saw during the last set. They were able to make a surge late. We'll see if it's enough right now for them to either catch up or just gain some momentum headed into third.
Jessica Drapp will serve it away for the first time. Joust. Cabello rolls it, reaching Egan. Out of the back, Flanagan tipping to the open spot. Sent up, free ball back from Drapp. Perfect from Ferbringer.
Ferbringer is all over it offensively. 2 times in that rally alone, she's making herself an option. She's already attacked 10 times during this match. That is an insanely high number for a setter. Something you don't even see throughout a week, let alone 2 sets.
I'm sure part of it's the feel of the match, what Louisville's doing on the defensive side. Do you think it was intentional from Ferbringer to be more offensive coming into the match today?
I think it's been a key for her this season and really a goal of hers. Kelly Sheffield wants her to be offensive. She can score a lot of points, and it just adds that other extra layer of offensive versatility.
Bringing up hitters like Travis. Set point for Wisconsin. Reminder, it's first to 25, best 3 out of 5. If we go to a 5th, it's first to 15. Wisconsin already up 1-0. Second match of the year for both. It is Cabello for the Cards. Meester. Bardero got there. Travis down the line. Cabello meets it. High ball. Blackshear kill for Louisville.
This is a great mismatch for Louisville right now in terms of size and their advantage. Blackshear standing at 6'5", going up against Ava Travis, standing at 5'11". Big advantage right now to Blackshear, going up and over.
Still a long way to go. Down by 5. Another set point for the Badgers. For the Cards, late momentum once again. Just feels like the hole might be a little bit too big. They're still down 4.
This is what Louisville did last set. They were down and then made that late surge. They need to find a way to start that from the beginning, but This is good in their favor right now.
Can they make it interesting? Travel sends it. Wisconsin cruising through 2.
Wisconsin's offense carrying them to this 2-0 lead over number 7, hitting .350 on the job, leading this offense with balance and getting her hitters in great positions.
When that hit percentage is high, you know Ferbringer's having a day.
Yeah.
She is. Arguably the best in the country. Wisconsin up 2-0. Louisville serving first with Chloe Chacoin, showing the top spin. Out of the middle, Tarno, dig for Peterson. Wisconsin had the block set up. Leaning back, Meester. Heck of a dig from Flanagan. And the point goes to Louisville. But going back to Charlie Furbringer, Emily, it's not a surprise that she's operating the way she has and as talented as she is. She has an incredible volleyball family.
Yeah, she has a phenomenal volleyball family. You think of her dad, Matt, a USA men's national team assistant for a while. Her mom won a national championship with Long Beach State. She comes from a volleyball family. She's talked about how her earliest memories were out on the volleyball court. And that, you can see that in the way that she plays and the way that she leads the offense.
So many experienced, wise voices in her life, including Kelly Sheffield, her coach now. Even her uncle, David McKenzie, U.S. Olympic volleyball player, back in 2012. She has been trained and led into this position her entire life, and she is thriving as a junior. Bultema tried to run it down the tape and could not. Let's go to Anna with more on Charlie Furbringer.
You guys, Kelly Sheffield goes to Wisconsin for strength and conditioning coach Kevin Schultz before camp starts every year and says, okay, who was possessed this summer in the weight room? That player for Wisconsin was Charlie Furbringer. And it's not obvious because you would think she's already great. Well, Lauren Carlini, Kevin Schultz both said she focuses on the nuances, the little things. In the weight room, she was focused on the physiology of lifting. I spoke to Charlie. She said, yeah, I wasn't scared to lift heavy this summer. I feel stronger. In the video room, she's been so dialed, and you can see it in just the 2 matches to open the season.
Awesome stuff, Anna. And that speaks to what Kelly Sheffield talked about. As there's an ace from Simon. Everything is intentional, all the little details. Now with Charlie Furbringer at this point in her career.
It's really been fun to watch Furbringer play develop as the years have gone on. She came in as a freshman, not a physical player at all, but still inch for inch a pretty good defensive player, blocker, offensive piece, and she's really developed into that player that is so good all around.
What a save there. How did that stay up for Louisville? I think it was going out, but Simon popped it up too. And Egan finds the termination. 5-1 Badgers.
This set, you can tell both teams are so focused on defense and being relentless back there. That means chasing balls down, not allowing anything to drop. Players making massive plays like Chloe Chacoin laying out for that one.
Card's not able to finish it off. Bultema blocked. Got a bump set, reloading, and through the block this time for Meester.
Right now, it's so important for Louisville to win those long rallies. As rallies progress, it builds momentum. And for Louisville, down 0-2 in this match, they need all those momentum plays that they can get.
She just muscled that right through Grace Egan.
Yeah, you can see it in her face, too, the emotion coming out. Meester is a player that plays with her heart on her sleeve. She's going to show you when she's really what she's intentionally doing up front.
Louisville's got to flip it in set 3. Wisconsin already up 2-0. Louisville coming off a win over number 8 Texas A&M last night. Wisconsin swept by number 3 Kentucky. Back set, Flanagan. And she's got the point.
What a breakout match for Audrey Flanagan. 11 kills tonight so far. Again, she's a freshman coming in, a true freshman. And she is exploding right now. Doing all the little things. This ball is not an easy one to put down. It's an out-of-system play. She has 2 big blockers in front of her, and she still sneaks it inside.
It's always fascinating to see how freshmen react in the biggest spots of their life. And Flanagan has answered the bell in both matches. An ace for Grace Lopez.
This is exactly why she's in that second libero jersey. She's coming in as a serving sub to provide more power from the end line with this top spin. That's Wisconsin's 6th ace of the match.
Power again. Kenny got there this time. Meester goes off the top.
That's huge for Louisville to get that good pass on the second try, get Meester going, just find a way to get the tough server off the end line.
There's been balance for Louisville so far, but no one's stepping up as that alpha at this point. Chicoine with 6 kills, Bultema 6, Blackshear with 6, and now Meester with 5.
And the offense for Louisville doesn't look bad. They're hitting about 230 on the match. It's not a bad number. The defense just isn't there to stop Wisconsin right now.
Blackshear comes through this time, 7-4.
Blackshear's been phenomenal. She's 7 for 14 right now, hitting 500. Louisville hasn't gotten her going enough, in my opinion. I think they could use her more.
Typically a high percentage hitter. Didn't have a negative hit percentage all season as a freshman, but did hit 0 flat last night against Texas A&M. Only 6 kills. High for Egan.
Waiting for Grace Egan to hit a ball like that with a lot of pop on it. She's known for her explosive power and fast arm up front. Last year, Kelly said she has maybe the fastest arm that he's seen at Wisconsin. That's the plays that showcase that.
It's a whip. And she'll serve it away. And pick up another ace.
7 on the night for Wisconsin. That's been the difference in this match. They are putting so much pressure on the Cardinals from the end line. Louisville hasn't had an answer passing-wise. Look how well that ball was hit right in the seam. It's between the two passers. So good.
Clean. Meester, cross court.
Louisville really finding that spark in Chloe Meester right now. The sophomore coming in, just her second start. She has that really high contact point at 6'3". She has the ability to go up and over blocks like she does right there over Verbringer.
And that's the exciting thing for Louisville. They really only lose Kara Cressy, who went pro, but they add Bultema from Kentucky and then Chloe Meester, who was on the roster but redshirted last year. A team that went to the Sweet 16, took Texas A&M to 5 sets, who went on to win it all. And Chicoine sends it wide. I think she thought she got the point first, but no touch. Now she's asking for a touch and challenge.
Demanding a touch from her coach. Challenge call.
Dan Meskey's like, I got it, I'll challenge. Louisville still with 2 challenges remaining. They won their only previous challenge.
So we're looking for whether the ball was touched on the block before it went out of bounds off of Chicoine's hand. Here's a great look at it. We're looking for a touch off of number 24. Yep. That right forearm of Verbringer, you can see the deflection right off the arm. Change of direction on the ball.
Yep. Normally when it's that clear of a reaction from a player, they've been around long enough to know I have a case here.
Well, this is why we love Bolt 6, because those cameras are so good. The challenges are fast. It's one of the best looks that you'll see in the game of volleyball.
Challenge is successful. Points.
Nice and quick, back to it. Dan Meskey obliging. Chloe Chicoine gets her point. 9-6 now, Wisconsin in the third. Sliding August. Haven't seen it in a while, but comes back with some force.
Jayla Gus right now is 7 for 12 on attack. She is doing such a good job being ultra efficient. No errors in her game.
Anna has more on August.
Yeah, guys, I had a long conversation with Wisconsin strength and conditioning coach Kevin Schultz about Jayla August just buying into the Wisconsin culture. I'm going to use Mimi Collier as an example. When Mimi Collier transferred into Wisconsin, she was coming off an All-American season. She was good. And they asked Mimi Collier, hey, you cannot take whatever you did last year as being acceptable. You have to strive to be better. They did the same exact thing with Jayla August. Now, on the benches today, I have seen Jayla August be so vocal, such a commanding presence. It's her and Charlie Verbringer leading the charge with this team as far as leadership and voice.
Another piece of value she brings from Florida to a young team with 9 freshmen, 11 newcomers overall. leadership, and a lethal slide for Auguste. Wisconsin up by 4.
It's so important to not just have great players come in, but Kelly Sheffield does a great job as developing really good leaders. And Jayla Auguste, you've seen throughout her career, her getting more vocal, better leadership. And I actually love talking to him this morning. He made her do the presser last night, even though she was super mad about the loss, just to really hone in those leadership skills and say, hey, you got to do hard things even when you're mad about it.
And she's answered today. Blackshear, middle of the court, popped up by Egan. Flanagan with a free ball. Back set to Blackshear this time. Flanagan a dig. She is so good on defense and with the passing. Rolling Chicoine and finds a point.
Louisville trying to make a push right now and do it in different ways. They're really relying on those left side attackers. Chloe Chicoine and Chloe Meester over there to give you a high point score.
They've had a couple of mini runs, but it still feels like we're waiting for that big 5-6-0 spurt from Louisville that they can rattle off pretty quickly. Wisconsin has neutralized that so far. Off the serve from Kenny. Verbringer led her right to it.
Someone's got to be up on that from Louisville. Verbringer has already established herself as an offensive threat. That's her 5th kill of the night in plays just like this. Tight to the net. There is nobody up there. She's going to have a field day if that's the case.
With it that tight, it's shocking that Baltimore wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, maybe if it's the first 5 points of the match, but we're 3 sets in and she's done it time and time again.
5 kills for Verbringer. Baltimore sliding this time. And sent back by Wisconsin. Some timely blocks tonight.
Really good tracking from Linny Tarno, a freshman middle blocker. This slide has crushed them earlier in the match because of how fast it was. She got her arms there so quickly. Here's another look at it in slow-mo. That time, just getting a hand on it.
6'5", reaching out. Chicoine caught the line.
Smart shot from Chloe Chicoine. This is one of the best shots that you can have as an outside attacker, especially if you're a bit undersized. Just rip balls to the deep corner. You're splitting the defenders back there. It's so difficult to play a ball in that spot.
10 kills, hitting .450 for Chloe Chicoine, coming off 19 against A&M. On the right side, Travis. Quiet for a while. Wisconsin to 14.
Travis has been really steady this match. Still doesn't have an error. Has been great passing-wise. Good defensively as well, even just playing 3 rotations in the front court. Wisconsin's getting everything from all of their players right now.
And they've had Louisville at arm's length, it seems like, the entire match. Can't get inside of that 3-4 point mark. It's called in. Another ace. That is 8 for the Badgers.
That one just sneaking on the end line. Wisconsin has not let up this entire match on the serve.
As the Hoosiers quarterback, and a tough act to follow with Fernando Mendoza. Wisconsin out of the Big Ten, leading Louisville out of the ACC 2-0 in control set 3. High ball for the freshman Flanagan. Set right back. Little bump. Over to Egan, right side. And a miss hit.
Just a little bit awkward coming down from Egan right there. Luckily, Wisconsin has a little bit of a cushion. They're able to shake that one off quickly.
We haven't seen anything like that as Egan's laughed it off. Really from Wisconsin all match.
You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh it off at that point.
What is that? The equivalent of a trip for a libero trying to track a ball down, something like that?
Something like that. Or like tripping on a layup, maybe.
Yeah. 15-10 Wisconsin. And Louisville has the serve. Egan sent right back with a boomerang. Cleaned up though, off the block. Wisconsin scrambling.
The defense has been so good for Wisconsin tonight, and a lot of that Anna Bardero. Look at that coverage, one-handed up. This is such an experienced player. Even though she's a freshman, she's 21 years old. She's played internationally, professionally for the last few seasons, and we're seeing that showcase in that play alone.
We've seen her and Simon tonight, but the plan was for Bardero to start at libero before the weekend even began. Egan reaching this time, then Furbringer. Flanagan, soft send over. Meester off the block and in for the Cards.
Better transition defense into offense on Louisville's side, meaning within rallies, they're putting the ball right on the setter's hands. They have more options on attack to use.
Meester up to 8 kills. Chicoine with 9, actually. Not quite at double figures yet. Again, kind of that swing point of the set. Can Louisville get it going? Running out of time. Going to the deep corner and out. Let's go to Anna.
Yeah, Dan Meskey telling his team, hey guys, we got a lot of game left. All pressure is on the Badgers. They're at home. They're up by 2. Now, specifically, he was speaking about watching setter dump. Specifically placing an emphasis on over-communicating. He looked at his team and said, are we over-communicating, guys? You guys are going to love this, though. He looked right at Chloe Meester and said, you're playing Leanna. I'm so excited for what that's going to bring to the postseason.
Volleyball expanding as wow, Blackshear terminates with force.
Talk about an answer right out of a timeout. That's exactly what Louisville wants to see. A lot more pressure offensively, especially from Blackshear, a player that in the offseason has worked so hard on just simply hitting the ball harder.
Seen flashes today. Not enough consistency. Furbringer goes off the block. They were ready for it that time, but Furbringer still gets the kill.
Sherman was up in a decent spot, but Furbringer uses that volleyball IQ, knows where the blockers are. It's like she got eyes in the back of her head to put it off the block.
That's 6 kills for her now. How would you compare her to Bergen Riley at Nebraska?
Yeah, I think they play very different styles. Furbringer is a player that is very creative, and that means that she kind of can make plays happen. It doesn't have to be a perfect pass. She can get anybody the ball. I would say her vision's a little bit better just in terms of being more offensive. She knows when to dump. She knows which players are available. I think Bergen Riley is a more fundamentally sound setter. Her location and consistency, I think, are second to none in the country, which makes her so elite.
And bringing it back to Wisconsin, kind of the Sydney Hilly-ish as far as how technically sound she is with Bergen Riley.
Yeah, it's really funny when you look down the line at really great elite Wisconsin setters. You have Lauren Carlini, a gold medalist in the Olympics, who is just this physical presence and one of probably the most competitive person you'll ever see, but good defensively, big force up front. Then you have Sydney Hilly, who's like probably the most analytical player of all time, a 4-time All-American. She just knew percentage-wise, okay, in this situation, where do I need to get the ball? In this situation, where does it go? And Furbringer, just a little bit more creative and loose and takes more risks.
Lauren Carlini said, get that out of here.
It definitely helps that you got Carlini on staff.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Furbringer, I mean, it just insane in what she did in that 24 Olympics, earning a silver medal for Team USA.
Furbringer's got that California creativity. She was blocked in the last sequence. Louisville more ready for her attack. Going across the court, it is wide. Louisville within 3. This is the push. This is the moment where Louisville has a chance to get back in.
Now just 3 points. They've definitely cracked that door open. The offense looks a little bit better. You can tell on the faces of the players, too. They're more intentional. They're fighting just a little bit harder. That was something that Dan Meskey mentioned in that break to Anna Connolly of wanting to see from his players, just where's your intensity out on the court?
And you know, if he turns to his players for intensity, Chloe Chicoine will oblige.
Yeah, one of the most intense players out there, ultra competitive. She knows how to score in every situation, whether it's a really hard shot, if she needs to take a little bit of speed off of it. And I love that she's going back to a really hard top spin serve, trying to put more pressure on the Badgers from the end line.
There's an edge to Chloe Chicoine because she has not made an Elite 8 yet in her career. 3 years already at Purdue and Louisville, 2 terrific programs that have gone to Elite 8s in the past. It just hasn't happened for her. She wants it so bad. You talked about her coming back for a 5th year next year, but she's playing with that chip on her shoulder.
And she continuously plays like that. She's done it since she came into Purdue her freshman season. She is an ultra competitor.
Can Louisville rally in the third? Verbringer tipping back, August, and point Wisconsin. That was absurd from Verbringer and August.
In that connection, only having a few months together is just so good. Verbringer saves it with one hand and still gets August in a decent position to make a play on it.
A hop of approval from Verbringer, and Wisconsin up by 4. Straight away, Blackshear, and sends it sharp.
I want to point out the last play again. Charlie Verbringer, this ball is so difficult up front. Look at her go up with one hand. This is something that setters have to train, and a lot of times you'll see them just go straight up to an easy shot to their middle on a quick attack right in front of them, but she gets Jayla August on a slide attack, and it's still fast in a good place.
More of that creativity we touched on with Charlie Verbringer. Can spray it everywhere. Chooses Travis this time. Wisconsin in the red zone.
As soon as Louisville made a push, Wisconsin is starting to close that door a little bit more. The offense just continues to fire on all cylinders.
And as this young team continues to grow, you wonder who will be a closer late in sets. Maybe the answer is Charlie Verbringer. Out of the back row, Meester can't connect.
I've been so impressed with Ana Bardero in the backcourt. The libero, who's number 2 in red for Wisconsin. She is making insane plays back there as a pro. Laying out, one-arm plays left and right, and love what she's doing back there.
So Wisconsin's got Bardero. Kristen Simon not wearing the libero jersey tonight. She did yesterday against Kentucky. She was a starting freshman libero on a team that went to the Final Four. So even more depth for the Badgers.
Yeah, and Wisconsin's had a lot of different liberos come through the last few seasons, and I think Bardero has such a high ceiling. She's an incredibly experienced player. She's played on the best team in the world in Conegliano in Italy for the last few seasons. I think it was 4 years. So she's played at a high level. She's 21 years old as a freshman. She only has 3 years of eligibility. But man, if she's in the libero jersey for Wisconsin, she has the potential to be one of the greats.
From Anna Connolly.
You guys are talking about Simon and Bardero. I mean, you talk to anyone on this Wisconsin staff, these two have both bought into the Wisconsin culture of that competitive camaraderie. Kelly Sheffield saying Simon responded to competition. Her and Anna, though, elevate each other's game while still supporting and bringing out the best in each other. Now, this was great in the weight room this summer. Those two were on the same rack. Kevin Schultz said, okay, let's see what happens. And he described it as the funnest time he's had because it was, I think the words he used was, anything you can do, I can do better. That was the vibe from both of them.
And sometimes it's scary because when you have 2 competitive players in that kind of situation, how are they going to react? But if it goes right and they push each other and they stay close, they don't let it become toxic, it can be a real positive for your team.
I think a lot of that comes from the program culture, too. Kelly Sheffield really drives that of being competitive, but also elevating each other.
Jacoin on the left side. Point Wisconsin, line drive, no touch. Will there be a challenge from Meske?
Feels like at this point you got to throw spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah.
Try to find some points here. Can't take it home with you.
Coach is signaling for challenges by holding up a C by right number of cards.
Looking for a touch off the block. I don't see one off of this angle. This should look a little bit better. We're looking at fingers bent backward.
I think it hits the pointer finger of Tarnow. Look at the right hand of Tarnow. There was a little bit of a bend back.
I'm seeing the shadow go over it.
It's very close, though.
I don't see a touch there.
I think from that second angle we had, it looked like there was a graze, but is that enough evidence to overturn the call on the floor, which was no touch?
So the call will stand. So yeah, no block touch, not enough evidence to overturn it or confirm it.
22-16 Wisconsin.
That's why I got to keep your nails short.
Down to the details. Every last inch, even on the cuticles. Bardero again. Chacoin going tip. Tarno right there. Chacoin blocked. Chacoin again. Flanagan this time. Travis. Peterson digs. Cabello sent right back. Back set. Bolts him up. But it's out.
That's such a hard-fought point that Louisville needed on their side to come back in the set, but just undisciplined play. Boltima coming right down on the net before she hits this ball over. Yeah, big high five after that big dig in the back row. Flanagan laying out. She's been phenomenal this match as a freshman.
She's done it all. Wisconsin 2 points away. Chacoin letting it rip. Might as well.
That one's certainly a touch for Chacoin. This is what she does best. Her bread and butter shot is going off the fingertips and out of bounds. That'll send her to the back line, and this top spin serve could be exactly what Louisville needs to come back right now.
Need a massive run right here from Chacoin. Flanagan downhill. Throws in a meteor.
The connection between Flanagan and Furbringer this early on these back row attacks is going to be scary come the end of the year. Usually that takes months and months to develop.
Simon serving for the match. Not done yet. Meester the kill.
We've seen late pushes in both sets from Louisville. Can they do it? They need 6 points to tie it up. It's going to come from the service line. They're putting the service up.
Blair Thiebaud coming in. Second time serving today. It's out, and Wisconsin sweeps Louisville. Bouncing back after losing to Kentucky last night.